All right. Hey. So, welcome to my channel. I am LaShawn Nevins, your career development coach, founder of Naturally Intentional Coaching, and the author of the Knowledgeable Generalist newsletter. So, today I want to share with you my findings from the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report. I have my notes on a cue card down here, so I will be looking at those every now and then. But let's get into it. So, the Future of Job Reports was released a few weeks ago by the World Economic Forum. If you're not familiar with the World Economic Forum, it's an organization that brings together business, academia, government, all types of different officials together to talk about policy, global policies, where the world is going in different arenas. So they talk about industry related topics, they talk about um, economic related topics, and they meet once a year. But this Future of Jobs report is released biannually. So the last one was 2023. In January, they released the 2025 report. And let me bring that up. So this is what it looks like. Um, it's it says it's over 290 pages, but it's real. A lot of it is like the actual data, so it's not too much to go through. But so today I want to talk about the skills that they mentioned. So they have a list of the core skills and a list of the fastest growing skills within the next 5 years. So to break down the future of work report, it was a survey of over 1,000 global employers from from over 55 economies and representing over 14 million workers. So that was a combination of input from employers as well as input from professionals such as ourselves through information collected from ADP, the payroll company, from Coursera, from Indeed, and from LinkedIn. So it's a combination of the employer's point of view of where the future work is going, based and also the information that those companies collected from users such as ourselves as far as what type of courses and skills that we're looking to develop. All right, so why is this information important? Because if you know about the World Economic Forum and how they are very influential and want to shape global policy, it will behoove us to take a listen to what they're saying and how these people in influential positions see the world. And also, I know sometimes when we're applying for jobs, we're trying to figure out, okay, what do employers want and need from their employees for their business to be successful? This report can give you that insight. And in general, I find it helpful to keep up with what's going on in the industry, to be um, informed and aligned with the needs of the world without doing things that aren't true to me. So just aligning my interests and values and my curiosities with what's going on in the world. All right. So let's get into the different skills. So as I mentioned, they have a list of the core skills of 2025. So these are the skills that employers desire, highly want, and need for their employees to have in order to have a competitive and innovative business. So let me pull that up for you guys just to give a quick look if you're a visual person. All right, let me feel like it's small. Doo, doo, doo. And now I gotta move myself. There we go. So, core skills for 2025: analytical thinking, resilience. So, a lot of these skills are related to relationship building, interacting with people. How are you acting or behaving as a human interaction with people? Hey, that's really, because let me see, there's no technical skills. Like technology literacy is understanding how to leverage technology, not being over reliant, still having that creative thinking and problem solving skills for your own self, and then understanding the evolution of technology, how to use Microsoft Word, how to use Excel, and things of that nature. But all of these skills are really related to relationship building. How are you interacting with people? That's interesting. Okay, so that's the core skills of 2025: thinking and interacting with people, motivating yourself, being empathetic, actively listening to people, and it's color coded based on categories. So you can see a lot of these categories are kind of those soft skills versus technical hardcore skills that people will need to be highly specialized to develop. All right, so the fastest growing skills. So these, I feel like these are important as somebody who likes to do long term planning and futurist thinking, trying to understand the present to determine where we may go in the future. So, as you all know, technology is ever evolving. It's one of the biggest transformation tools that businesses see for the next several years, for the next probably lifetime, to be honest with you. So, that's why you'll see the top three are related to technology. So, AI, artificial intelligence, and big data. So, I have a whole article about these fastest growing skills where I break down each skill this to say what the skill is, how to develop the skill, and then also the industries where these skills are becoming more important, as well as a few resources for you to learn about the skills and consider developing them yourself. So this is on my knowledgeable generalist newsletter website. If you're interested in taking a look, Um, yeah, so you can learn even more about the top 10 fastest growing skills. And what I found interesting about these skills is that just like the core skills, it's about being a human. uh, Especially the curiosity, lifelong learning. I feel like that's the umbrella skill, and then everything else falls underneath that. Because if you're curious and you accept that you're going to always learn things at every moment, every second, you're learning something, then developing the other skills won't feel as difficult and burdensome because you're already curious about different things. And watching another World Economic Forum video where they were interviewing the ADP, the payroll company, their chief economist, Nia Richardson, about skills and where the workforce is going. And said, uh, she mentioned this. This is not a direct quote because I don't remember and I didn't write the direct quote. But she said humans have to get better at being themselves. And when I look at these skills, especially the core skills, it's all about, as I mentioned, being a human. Those soft skills of interacting with people, listening, being self aware. So, don't know what more to say about that. But what's important to me, and I feel like what should be important to everybody, is that lifelong learning, that curiosity. There's things that we were wondering about as a child. Like, I wonder, my bad. I realized anyway, so as a child, you're like, oh man, I always want to do this, or I want to learn about this. I wonder that. So I feel like as an adult, we're the adults now. We can go out and learn about those things. Now, yes, you may not have all the time in the world because of your other responsibilities. However, we have to be strategic about how we leverage our time and what we spend our time on. Is it in alignment with the things that we want to see for ourselves? Is it that we're in survival mode? And that's not a fun place to be. So just finding those small moments and opportunities to learn about the things you're most interested in because doing that will help you achieve a lot of these skills that employers are looking for and will be continuously important in the future. All right, let me see. Yes. So if you're employed by a corporation that has a training department or a learning and development department, and you get those emails, I know it's a lot of emails, y'all. I know it's a lot. Sometimes you got to click on them. Click on the ones that come from like the communications department or your learning development, those company wide emails, because sometimes they have opportunities for you to take training classes and some courses that are free. And coming out of the report and a lot of the interviews that I listened to from leaders at the World Economic Forum, upskilling and reskilling is top priorities for the companies and these employers because they also know and foresee the technological advances, the economic uncertainties, the geopolitical issues that are coming up that are affecting their business, and they want to remain competitive and innovative. So they're not all of them. You got to understand your business and your company you work for. But there are many of them that are wanting to put dollars to support their workforce to develop these skills. So if you open those corporate communication emails and work with your manager to take those courses that you're most interested in and understanding, like, I really want to learn or get better at X, Y, and Z. Because those will be those opportunities, as I mentioned, to take free courses from your employer that's directly related to your job, or as I mentioned in a survey, Coursera, LinkedIn. I don't know if Indeed offer courses, but I know there's free courses on LinkedIn for sure. And just follow your curiosity. To be honest with you, things you know what you're interested in, and you know the skills and the areas of life that you want to go deeper in. So I invite you to do that. Go deeper in those areas that you're most curious about because those will definitely help you develop those skill sets that employers are looking for because they're not highly technical except for the AI, big data, network and cybersecurity. Everything else is creative thinking. So how to put two and two together to make three. Two and two. No, that's four. My bad. But but how to create new things. And it doesn't have to be grand things. It could be small things. Things that you don't believe are innovative nor creative, but they haven't been put together in that space at work. So it's like, oh, that is new. That is innovative to them, to the company. So don't downplay your innovative and creative skills. Let me see. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about my journey of developing my communication skills. Uh, so let me see. I want to make it quick. When I started doing internships, my first internship presentation, like end of the internship presentation, we had to talk about what we learned, a project we worked on. And baby, when I tell you I had to write out everything and I was reading from an index card, stuttering, huh, it was nerve wracking. But over time, my nerves came out in different ways. I remember doing a presentation in my last job, and I just I got cold. Like my body get cold, so I would start shivering, and then I would stutter. I'm like, but why is this how my nerves show up? And then when I did my keynote, which is on this page, my armpits were sweaty, so I was musty after, and I'm like, bruh, why is this the new way my nerves are expressing themselves? And I'm like, okay, what's gonna be next? Because we got to do something different. Like, I don't want to be musty after every presentation. That's embarrassing. But what I found when I did my stand up comedy show, I didn't have any nerves. Yes, that's correct. I didn't sweat. I didn't stutter. I'm like, ooh, okay. I like this progress. So that's like the stage presence growth that I experienced in developing my uh, communication skill as a public speaker. Now, the tactical way I went about developing it is I realized that I wanted to leverage my personal interests. And I enjoy comedy. And in 2020, I realized that I wanted to take an improv class. Like it looked fun. I've been wanting to do something. So I took an improv class and I'm like, oh, this can help me with the creative thinking, with the impromptu speaking, with thinking outside of the box and to be silly. Like I wanted a group of people I can be silly with and everybody's okay. So when I realized that after taking my first comedy improv class, I'm like, oh, this can help me develop my public speaking skills. So I took another improv class. I've been doing storytelling events where I'm practicing my writing skills, how to formulate a story, working on that. But I took a storytelling course that really gave me a lot of information of how to develop a story. And I saw the opportunity to take a comedy stand up class. And I'm like, oh, this will help me develop my stage presence even more and a little bit of my writing skills. What I learned most about myself from that experience with the comedy stand up was how I, how to describe it. It's more like the writing and developing process. Like just writing out everything is okay, but after a while, I need to practice it, review, like film it and review it so I can remember what was told because a lot of the times I'm saying things off the cuff. Like I'll have core lines and things that I want to say, but some things I just make up on the spot. And during the class, I would say something, my classmates would laugh. And when I got home and it was time for me to update my set, I didn't remember. I couldn't remember. It was burdensome. I'm like, I don't want to write this. I don't want to do it. But once I started filming myself and I was able to review the recording, I'm like, okay, let me write that down. I like when I said that. Let me keep that in mind. So just that process of writing, then doing and filming and reviewing was something I learned about my overall process for how to, um, I guess, perform. I don't know how to describe it, but so that was my skill development process regarding public speaking. So now I'm taking on additional opportunities through workshops and storytelling, open mics to get more of that experience of writing than performing. So at the end of the day, if there's a professional skill that you want to develop, see how you can tie it to your personal interests to make it fun. Like, yes, I was a part of Toastmasters, and Toastmaster has its place, but it wasn't always fun because it's real formal. And I would tell stories that were fun to me, but doing it through comedy is way more fun and interesting to me. It makes me want to learn how to write better and perform better. So that's my skill development journey. Let's see, the future of work. As we know, so let me get back on topic. The future of work, to start wrapping up this video, it's going to be heavily technology and heavily human connection and experience. So we're really going to have that duality of it. I think we've always had the duality of how to interact with people in person and in online. And the online piece is the transformative piece because it's going to AI with the chat agents that can do the mundane and repetitive tasks for you. And then we'll have robotics even more. I know there's many in the industry sector. Those will be coming into the retail, our sector, as far as consumers and our homes and things of that nature. And as we saw, the core skills today and the fastest growing skills for the next 5 years are really related to that human connection. So being authentically yourself, accepting who you are, being aware of the things that make you tick, tapping into your creativity and your curiosity. I had a whole story about my limiting definition of creativity, which is on this page as well. As I mentioned, creativity is just creating something new. It doesn't have to be artistic. It doesn't have to be a painting. Creative thinking is the skill that is important now and will be going forward. So Let me see. We talked about that. Yes. So if you're looking for assistance, accountability partner, and developing your skills, I'm available as your career development coach. Also, what I found to be helpful as far as getting in an alignment with my life's purpose was using tools such as the Clifton Strength Finder, astrology, human design to develop and understand really the core things that I enjoy and have an interest in. So it can be my guiding post to which skills to develop where I want to go in life. And that's a service that I offer as a career path development program where we can get utilize those tools to get you grounded in who you are and who you're meant to be. Reflect on what that path may look like for you. If you're a visual person, envisioning yourself living out that life, and then reflecting and imagining what that career path would afford you personally and professionally. So it's all about a holistic long-term career plan. Because yes, we're working and doing these things to earn money and to satisfy our curiosities, but that's we don't want to just think about that in the realm of professional because that also affects our personal lives. As many of you all know, we, we tend to bring work home with us in the not the most positive ways. So when I work with you, we will develop that holistic viewpoint of your career. So make sure that we're thinking about your personal life as well. So in closing, I will leave you with a career tip, and it's simply to follow your curiosities. What's something that you've been interested in learning, but you haven't taken a first step to learn about it? Let me know in the comments. And I'll be back with another video about some other topic soon. Bye.